Hey everybody, name's Staff Sergeant Maffett. I'm a recruiter with the United States Army. So I'm starting this channel because I really want to help people get more information, especially the ones that are too worried to walk into a recruiter's office. Because I know it's kind of a big step for a lot of people, and that step is the most terrifying. Just coming into that office and say, hey. So I want to create a channel where we could talk. You could send me questions in the comments, and I could answer those questions, create videos about them. Maybe that gives you some more information, makes you feel more comfortable enough to come and sit down with a recruiter. But first, I'm going to tell you a little about myself. So I'm originally from Memphis, Tennessee. I was born in 1990. Grew up there until I went to high school and moved to Mississippi. I lived in Olive Branch, Mississippi for high school. Graduated in 2008. After I graduated, I went to college at Ole Miss for a year. Didn't go too well, got kicked out because I was too lazy to go to class, so yay me. Left college and was working, just trying to survive, right? Met my wife while I was working at Chick-fil-A, and we ended up getting engaged, and it came to the point where I looked at myself in the mirror one day and I said, you know what, I wouldn't marry me because I was working 2 dead-end jobs. I could barely afford to survive. I had to ask my brother-in-law to move in with me, and I knew I couldn't afford a family. So I decided to look into the military. The reason I went with the Army is because they're the only ones that let me pick my job, which was huge to me. I really was never the person that would have thought about joining the Army. If you would have asked me at any time before that, I would have told you it was stupid and there was no point to do it. Little did I know that I'd be where I am today, right? So I looked into it. Recruiter, when I got to the office, he was, I think, shocked that I had walked in there. But I walked in, I told him I wanted to join. He said, all right, man, take this test. So I took a test, scored an 88. I qualified for every single job in the Army. So he told me when I was done, he's like, hey, you did a great job. What kind of job are you looking to do? Honestly, I have no idea. So he pulled up everything I qualified for. I could have done intel jobs. I could have done aviation, medical, construction. The list goes on and on. But I saw artillery, and I was a guy, and I was 20, and it sounded pretty awesome. I get to blow things up. So sure, I'll take it. So that's the one I chose. Now, did it translate to much outside the Army? No. But that's why I've used the money we are given to get a degree so that I'm still good to go when I get out. Right now I'm working on my bachelor's in real estate, and then I want to pursue my master's in business when I get done with that. So I joined, went to basic training October 18th, 2010. It was at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. It was pretty decent weather when I got there. It got decently cold into like November, December time frame. We were out in the field sleeping in one-man tents, but it wasn't bad. Basic training was way easier than I expected. I learned really quick that the mentality of, hey, these drill sergeants are paid to yell at you makes it a lot easier because you don't freak out as much. Graduated near the top of my class of base training, got promoted to private second class. And then I went to job training, AIT at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, where I graduated as a distinguished honor grad and got promoted to private first class. So in AIT, they gave me choices like, where do you want to go? So I chose New York because I had an aunt and uncle who lived up in New York, and I thought, that sounds fantastic. I'll be right there in New York City. That's all I was thinking about. I was wrong. It was upstate New York, but they're definitely happy to give it to me because nobody ever chooses it. So went there, ended up loving the place. I had to get used to the cold, but it is what it is. Deployed with them to Eastern Afghanistan in 2013. I personally love that deployment. A lot of people probably wouldn't have. We got shot at a really decent amount, so I understand what that's like. It's interesting, to say the least. But it allowed us to do our job. So to me, it was a good deployment. came back from that deployment, and 6 months later, I left to go to Fort Campbell, Kentucky, which is home of the 101st Airborne Division. I love Fort Campbell. That's where I actually want to retire. I want to retire right outside of it in Clarksville. It's home to me, and I never knew it existed until I got there. But while I was there, I deployed to Afghanistan 2014, 2015, this time to southern Afghanistan, to Kandahar. Kandahar was boring. So in 9 months, I think we got shot at 3 times, which means I don't really get to do much of my job. But it is what it is. It was a safe deployment. Everybody had plenty of stuff to do. We had like 3 different chow halls to eat at. We had a pizza place, ice cream place, donut place, coffee place. Had 3 different gyms to work out at. So there was a lot of stuff to do. But for the artillery side, it was just kind of boring. Came back from that deployment and went to Air Assault School. So I graduated Air Assault School in 2015. I got my Air Assault wings. So Air Assault School, you learn how to attach stuff to underside of helicopters so they can be flown, and how to rappel. Great school. It was essentially a vacation. I'd like to go back if I had the chance just to do it again, because it was pretty fun. I love rappelling, so that was the best part to me. But I graduated Air Assault School in 2015. Then we did this training in Las Vegas, Nevada, which was pretty cool. My platoon went out with the Air Force Weapons School in Las Vegas, and we trained with all the Special Forces groups from all the different branches, and it was a month-long training. That was one of the coolest moments that I've ever experienced, just being out in the desert, just shooting, and then rolling back, going to hang out, and then going back out to shoot again. It was a great time. After I got back from Vegas, did about a couple more months at Fort Campbell, and once I hit 3 years there, I requested to move to Washington. Heard great things about Washington State, so I went up there. It was Joint Base Lewis McChord's combined Army and Air Force base. Beautiful, most beautiful place I've ever lived, hands down. It's right on the west coast of the state, right about where Tacoma is, if you look on a map. They have rainforest, they have mountains, plains, desert, all in the same state. So there's tons of stuff to see and do. That's where my wife and I got pregnant, and we ended up having our daughter there. So it's a blessing while we were there. And then we moved to beautiful Denham Springs, Louisiana, which is someplace I didn't think existed. I thought it was a lie when they told me, so I had to Google it. But right outside of Baton Rouge, that's where I'm at. And now I'm a recruiter here. I recruit at 2 different high schools, Walker High School and Live Oak High School. Sorry this video is not the best, so I really don't know anything about video editing. I'm planning to get better as I start to build this channel. Mr. St. Pierre, if you have any students or faculty that want to help me from your video editing class, I would be definitely accepting of the help. But really what I want to do is just help alleviate some myths, just give some good answers, some truthful answers, because I know another misconception with recruiters is we all lie. Look, at the end of the day, and I tell this to everybody that walks in this office, I don't care if you join the Army, because I don't get paid more or less if you do. It doesn't affect me in any way, shape, form, or fashion if you do. My goal is to set you up for success in life. I don't care if we sit here and talk about what your college plans are and we lay out a plan for you with college. As long as you're going to succeed, that's what makes me happy. I don't ever want anybody to fall on their face. The crappiest part about this job as a recruiter is seeing people that have fallen on their face. And it sucks, because I know what that's like. I know what it's like to struggle, and I don't want to see other people go through that. So if you have questions, please leave them in the comments. I'll be glad to start making videos about different things y'all want to know about, whether that be our college benefits, our cash bonuses, life in the military, life in basic training. I can do whatever y'all want. We have over 150 jobs. If y'all want to do job videos, that's going to take us a little bit of work, but we can get it done. I hope that we can make this a good little community, and we can get some good information out there, and also probably help some parents who are very worried about their kid coming to talk with one of us. But I hope y'all have a wonderful day. This is going to be my channel, King of Battle Recruiting, so share it, like it. If you want to subscribe, even though this is the first video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.